That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is TND. Welcome to episode 137 of the Wrestling N.R.D broadcast. For those of you that are expecting All In, Fallout, fair warning, we are recording this on Friday, August 25th. We were going to record this week's episode after All In to talk about everything that happened at the Wembley show. But sadly, it was a rough week in wrestling. We thought it would be best to go in a different direction. So next week we'll have a combined episode that will have all of our reactions to both All In and All Out. So we will bring you more perky news next week. However, uh, last week was rough. On Wednesday, we learned the passing of Terry Funk, who died at the age of 79, I believe. I want to say it is. Terry Funk, of course, a hardcore wrestling icon, all around the world, from Texas to Tokyo and everywhere in between. That man wrestled in front of rooms of 10 people to 10,000 to 100,000, I bet. And then, if that wasn't enough, the following day, we learned the passing of Wyndham Rotunda, known more to fans across the world as Bray Wyatt. And a couple of you that watched that second season of NXT is Husky Harris. But yeah, um, I'll be very honest. The Terry Funk passing, although sad, did not shake me. I'll be honest, I'm also like not the, and I hate when I say it like this because it sounds bad and it sounds like I don't respect somebody. But I wasn't really a Terry Funk guy. When they had the Terry Funk pre-order for the Bloody Brawl, I didn't pass on it. It looks good. I voted for it highly in our rankings earlier in the year, but yeah, Terry Funk wasn't my guy. I mean, also, it shows the what I watched, and I knew him more as Chainsaw Charlie. I was mainly a WWF kid growing up. I didn't really watch WCW or ECW or anything like that. But then again, also, obviously 79 is still a young age to pass away at, given today's modern medicine. But Terry Funk lived a very full life for a 79-year-old man.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
yeah. And then, like I said, but then the following day when Bray Wyatt passed away, I was literally um about to hop on a Zoom call for a wedding that I'm DJing um next weekend, and like Tom broke the news like
I had to break the news in both for both of
yeah,
them in our group chat.
yeah. And just Bray Wyatt died. I'm like, what? I'm like, this has got to be one of those pranks because how many times have I seen a like rumor on Twitter or X, whatever they call it now, like Bill Nye has died. I'm like, what? And I've literally had to Google how many times Bill Nye's died. Um, but that happened, and I'll be honest, I take you back to January of 2020 when I found out that Kobe Bryant passed away, and I've always been one of those people. And I'm sorry to make this about me in this moment, but like I've never been one of those people like where a celebrity passes away and it bothers me. Like I'm sad somebody's passed away. Obviously, there's friends and family who are now officially mourning a loss of somebody, but it's one of those, just go about my day. I'm sorry somebody died. I'm sad.
Yep.
But when Kobe passed away, it shook me. Like I didn't believe it at first. Like I literally my best man texted me, he's like, Kobe Bryant died. And I literally texted him, F you, you're wrong. And I didn't believe, and I just like going through them like, there's no way. And I was very sad for the next couple of days, and I just kept posting tributes and whatnot. And I felt in a similar light when I heard the news about Bray, just because he was one of those guys that he's just it's bash WWE creative all you want. They could have handled things differently. That's neither here nor there in this instance. But that man just had a way with words that he made 0 sense 90% of the time. But he
Right.
was so captivating. You couldn't turn away. When he had that first promo and he was like, you want to say something really scary? I tell you, and it's no lie, when I watched that first vignette like 20 times at work, I was like, wow, what? And I hate scary moves and stuff like that, but that thing was
Mhm.
wild. Loved it. Um, but yes, we have lost two great people. And just a side note, and I'll let you guys talk. When I met IRS on the cruise, and I got his autograph, I will never forget this now. The person in front of me goes up to him, is like, "I'm your son Bray's biggest fan," and he goes, "Second biggest. I'm number one." And I'm
Aw.
like, ah. And IRS, if you've ever seen him in person, is just like this surly, like older guy. Like he just wants to sit there with his cup of dip and just chew, and he's fine. But like the way like he opened up, like, nah, I'm my son's biggest fan, was so amazing to see. But yeah, you guys, I've talked enough. By all means, somebody else go.
Nick, would you like to go next?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start off with Terry Funk. And unlike Dave, I am a huge Terry Funk. My father's favorite wrestler is Terry Funk. Always has been. So I, like, at a young age, I was watching Terry Funk, Ric Flair matches, things like that, all sorts of stuff. Like, he has great matches in ECW. I mean, I know Dave said he wasn't, but I was a huge ECW. I mean, he had barbed wire matches with the Sabu, and the match where they threw all the chairs onto him into a giant pile in the ring and stuff. And Japan, I mean, the freaking anybody can go out. If you've never seen it, go. I'm sure it's on YouTube. But the King of the Death Match finals between Cactus Jack and Terry Funk is one of the craziest matches you'll ever see in your life. And then even to WWE, like the Chainsaw Charlie, like, I mean, I can perfectly remember him chainsawing himself out the box, and then they had the dumpster match with Billy Gunn and Road Dogg where they pushed him off the stage and stuff. So I mean, Terry had a great career. 79, I know he hasn't been doing good with health. I mean, I think he lost his wife a few years ago, and honestly, I don't think he was ever the same after that. But I mean, it's truly tragic. But like Dave said, I mean, no, I think somebody else said, maybe it was Margaret in the group. Sorry, Margaret in the group, but it's not like shocking to hear that they happened. You know what I'm saying? It's sad and stuff, but the Bray Wyatt thing, like Dave said, he truly, like, it was like something I didn't know if it was true or not when I first read it and stuff. And I mean, it's just the more and more that's coming out about this, it's just like, it's just so sad. I mean, he had like what, 4 kids and stuff that now don't have a father anymore. I mean, it's just like, it's so much bigger than wrestling and stuff. But I do want to say that, to bring it to wrestling a little bit, that WWE failed this man so bad, in that, like, the start and stops and the losing and this and that and this and that. Like, they had something so great here, and it's just, I think, like I said, take out like the loss of life and him being a father and all that, just to take him to wrestling context. I don't think he ever got to tell his true story that he wanted to tell and stuff. I feel like it's always something, like, I just think it's such a shame that he never got to venture to AEW or out onto the indies or just something else where he had a little bit more control of, like, what he was doing, because I just think that it's going to be part of his legacy. Like the what if, like
Yeah. Like I think Bray will go down as one of the biggest what ifs ever in wrestling. Like, what if they handled him differently? But to his credit, given all of that crap WWE creative and how they, he jobbed to Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. I'd have to go back and watch it, but ironically, we've complained about how All In and All Out are happening a week apart. It's funny how Bray Wyatt, the Fiend's last title reign in WWE, ended a week apart because he beat Braun Strowman at SummerSlam for the Universal title, and then a week later got beat by Roman Reigns, and that is what started Roman's current record-breaking reign with the title. But given all of that bad stuff, putting him in drag to be Sister Abigail and the stop starts, and losing to John Cena at WrestleMania 30, and I'm the biggest John Cena fan you'll know. He should not have won that match. Bray Wyatt should have. He was still one of the most beloved wrestlers in the company. That I watched it back today, that Extreme Rules return in October, and man, did I get chills, because that room just exploded. Because we were all like, okay, at what point is Bray Wyatt going to return? Because it was that rumor that Bray Wyatt's going to return, and then like Daniel Cormier is holding Matt Riddle's hand up at the end of the show, and the lights go out, and just everybody's like, oh man.
Yep.
And Tom, I'll let you go next, but just like, I posted a photo on the Nerd page of I went to the Raw before Mania in 2016, and they filmed Raw and SmackDown that night, but So I don't know if it was part of Raw or SmackDown for that show, but Bray Wyatt was there and did his entrance. And it is one of the coolest entrances in person. Like Stone Cold's glass breaking is cool. You hear that riff of Hogan. I've seen them all. Bray Wyatt, you just like it's an out of body experience. I don't know how else to explain it. It's so amazing.
So I don't know if it's like a I don't know if it's like a good thing or a bad thing that I've been really frustrated at work, so I've been on my phone a lot. But like that's how I got to see on Twitter, I'm not calling it X, on Twitter, that Terry Funk passed away. I saw Mick Foley's tweet, and if it's coming from Mick Foley and it's about Terry Funk, I'm going to believe it, period.
Yep.
I don't think there's another person on the face of the earth that I would trust to say anything about Terry Funk ever that is more true than Mick Foley would say. So Terry Funk, I will always see as a sweaty, disheveled old man, because that's when I started watching him. Like Dave said, like, you know, you see him as WWF. Like he came out as Chainsaw Charlie. I was scared shitless. I had no idea what this was. I didn't know who Terry Funk was.
Yep.
At the time. So I'm like, why does everyone care about this weirdo with a chainsaw and a stocking over his face? This is weird. And hearing the like hype about this guy, I had, you know, back then figured out who he was, and had never really seen like that type of a hardcore match. And I loved every second of it. And then like at the SmackDown tribute with it, where they showed like some video packages of Terry, I forgot that he was like a regular ass dude. Like young Terry Funk was kind of a Terry Hunk, if you know what I'm saying.
He was.
He looked great. And he looked like just a regular run of the mill wrestler. And I don't want to say like it's a shame that he went to deathmatch and hardcore stuff and that's like his legacy, because clearly it's not. They said he wrestled for 50 years. 5 generations, 5 different decades he was wrestling in. Like, it's insane. I was never like a huge Terry Funk guy. I enjoyed him. I was kind of taken back by how hard that one hit. I don't know if it's because everyone just kept getting the Terry Funk t-shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees as botched shirts, or, you know, the brawlers, whatever. But like Terry Funk, for some reason, and I don't know how to put my tongue on it, just had a special place in my heart that I didn't know existed. So like that was sad, not shocking, because we're at the age where a lot of the wrestlers we grew up watching are getting old. A lot of those legends are dying, will be dying. So it's always going to be sad, but I don't think it will always be shocking. And I think that's a good way to say that. Terry Funk, he was a once in a lifetime wrestler. You're never going to see someone that I think will be the next Terry Funk, which I think is a great thing. So then the next day I'm on Twitter and I see some dirt sheet tweet, Bray Wyatt died, you know, whatever. And I'm like, huh. And then I see Triple H's tweet and I'm like, okay. I have to send this to the group chat. So I did. I was never a Bray Wyatt guy. I will be very transparent about that. I loved his promos. I hated his entrance. It took too long. Sonrisa and I would make fun of it often of, not this guy, second-rate Undertaker, blah, blah, blah. Sonrisa hated his gimmick so much. And it hit me when I read he was 36. I'm 35. Dave's 35. Nick's like 57. I don't know. But it hit me then.
Just for the record.
What?
I'm 38, just for the record.
Okay.
I did not expect that death to affect me. I expected me to be shocked and sad. And then, like you said, Dave, you move on. It's just another celebrity death. It happens.
Yep.
God damn it. Bray Wyatt was fucking good.
Yep.
I forgot that because he hasn't been around for a while with health things, and then he was gone for a while before that. On the microphone, like you said, Dave, he's captivating. He made no sense. And here's why I think he was captivating. I have 2, maybe 3 reasons. He believed whatever he said. Whatever he said, he believed. Whether it made sense or not, he believed it. His cadence, how he spoke, was so unique, it just drew you in of just how he enunciated, how his volume was, his inflection, everything was so spot on. We all say MJF is the best on the microphone. It's because MJF is entertaining and gets you kind of riled up. I might say for our generation, Bray Wyatt might have been the best on the mic. Yeah, I don't think it gets better than that. I've seen his entrance a couple times live, as Bray Wyatt as the Fiend. I will go down on this hill of the red light was the biggest mistake they made with the Fiend. I will never waver from that. It was annoying and I hated it live. I saw Grand Rapids on a non-televised like WWE main event. It was a cage match between Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt, and the red light I got free tickets like I do to a lot of WWE events. I was 3 rows from the ring, and it was really annoying. I am very sad. During the video package at SmackDown, right before they went to it, they showed Eric Rowan, and he was broken. And for me, I'm thinking like, I know what that feels like. I've lost my people. And my heart broke for him because this is the second one in not a long span of time.
Same thing I
A
thought.
very
You gotta be tired of this shit by now.
And it's just a very public loss. Like there's no private loss there. It's public. And I don't know what that's like when it's like the world is watching. The video package that WWE put together for Bray was phenomenal.
Yep.
I did expect more from the tribute show to be much more Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk themed. A lot more things. I think they did fine on a day's notice.
Yep, on a day's notice, it was fine.
On a day's notice, they got Eric Rowan there. That's awesome.
Yep.
And then when I don't know if you guys caught it, but when they came back from the video package, Zelina Vega was shaking. She was crying so hard.
Yep.
It goes to show the people that you didn't think had relationships in wrestling, had friendships, didn't have like. I would have never pinned Zelina Vega and Bray Wyatt to be tight, like ever. It goes to show, and I'm going to say this for both men, Terry and Bray. It goes to show the quality of the man when someone passes away, and not one in the world of social media that we live in today, where anyone can say anything online with minimal repercussions. I have not seen one negative statement about either of those men as professionals in their private lives, in any semblance of it.
Yep.
The world lost 2 wrestling greats this week.
Yep.
And it sucks. And I'm surprised how much I'm feeling that. Because, like I said, I was never a big Terry guy. I was never a big Bray guy. I would give Bray a hard time because it was annoying. But when his character got stale, he reinvented. It was great timing. I studied videography and film. I literally did it all through high school. I did it for a full year in college and realized I don't think I would work in that industry. Bray Wyatt was cinematic gold.
Yep.
And I would give most things for us to have the creativity, an ounce of the creativity that he had. It's a sad week in wrestling, and I am sorry for their families. I'm sorry for their friends. And I'm sorry for the fans, because like, you don't realize how much of an impact some of these people have on our lives. And yeah, I'm a seminary student. I go to seminary. I study the Bible. I study these things for school. Shocking. I know I'm off color, but whatever. I want to word this properly. Thoughts and prayers is something that is often said. I'm praying for your family. I'm praying for your friends, whatever. What I believe, and I never bring this stuff up on the show, and I'm sorry if I'm overstepping, but this one, I don't know, 2 in a week just kind of rocked me. What I believe about my faith is they're okay now. I know that Bray was hurting from mental illness for a long time. He had a lot of mental health struggles for a long time. And I know a friend of mine who is no longer with us struggled with that for a long time. And I'm certain they're all right now. They're being cared for. So to get off of my preacher's box or whatever you call it, it's okay. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to be sad. At the very least, Terry and Wyndham are not hurting anymore.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I went on for a while.
No, this is what we do. It's part of the grieving process. I do have two stories I want to share about Terry Funk and Bray. I remember I don't remember when, I want to say it was like in February of 2015, I went to an episode of Raw. And I just know that because like the WrestleMania sign was in the building, and it was when it was like the play symbol, and so it was when they were on the road to San Francisco. And I remember like Bray Wyatt was super hot at that time. He was going to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania later that year. And I remember I was with my best friend, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta FaceTime my wife, or it was his fiance at the time. I gotta FaceTime her when Bray Wyatt's entrance because I wanted to see this." And I remember after it happened, I just remember her going, "Okay, that was pretty cool." And like, she doesn't watch wrestling. She's like, "Okay, that's pretty awesome to see an arena of like 15,000 phones all go up at once." So I was like, "That's how cool this is." Like, it impresses non-wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And then
Transcending.
And then the Terry Funk story, it's a story that Mick Foley told in 2013 at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony that I was at. And he talks about like wrestling Terry Funk, and like only like 20 people were in like this gym, but like there was like 100 floor seats, like 1,000 floor seats, whatnot. And like he turns to Terry, goes, "Yeah, I mean, Terry's like, how's the house?" Like, "There's only like 20 people out there." And then Terry looks at him and is like, "That's great." And he goes, "What do you mean that's great? That's awful." He's like, "No, that's great. Think of all those chairs we can use in our match." So I implore you to go check out Mick Foley's speech from the Hall of Fame. Yeah, and just another thought I had, because Simon Miller mentioned it on his tribute thing. The Raw after WrestleMania 35 in Brooklyn. I was fortunate enough to watch it with the What Culture people live, like in the arena. We sat with them, and they started teasing the Firefly Funhouse, and they just had like Mercy the Buzzard pop out of the box, and Simon Miller thought it was a fucking dinosaur. Nobody knew what the hell it was, and it just wound up being the biggest thing in wrestling that year. And I remember that summer just being captivated. Like, I was kind of falling out of love with wrestling. Like, I had just been to WrestleMania. I was falling kind of out of love with. This is when they were trying to like push Baron Corbin as the next big guy because he retired Kurt Angle. They eventually had like that big dog match against Roman later in the year. It was bad. But I remember like tuning in every Monday. Like, I have to watch the Firefly Funhouse.
The only reason
I need to watch that. I need to see what he's going to do next. And then when he just unleashed the Fiend's, like, what? What in the Mr. Rogers? Like, and again, like I said, I'm not a big horror guy, but I couldn't stop watching this. And
I'm a big puppet guy, so I had to watch it.
There you go, man. Harold the Puppet was born in the Firefly Funhouse, everyone. That's what we're going to say from now on. But
well, I don't know about that.
But yes, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Funk and Rotunda family. We're thinking of you. We're praying for you. We love you. Um, yeah, it's been a rough week for wrestling, especially if All In sucked. I don't know if it will have sucked or not, but it could have sucked, and we could be really mad, really sad now. But something that does bring us solace and brings us joy consistently, micro brawlers. Completely switch subjects here. Of course, there is a Terry Funk. There's two Terry Funk micro brawlers, and there is a fake Bray Wyatt.
There's a couple Bray Wyatts. There's like him in his like workout gear, and then there's like.
Are there multiple? Because I know there's like
there's
I
a
just
couple.
know there's
they're not real
Firefly.
They're like the WWE ones.
Yes. But we did get some micro brawlers.
There you go. Good brawlers.
I think that I'd have to check the list. I don't know if I have it written down, but I want to say that Terry Funk was a top 10.
You guys were fighting for it hard. I was not.
I was pushing that Terry Funk. I never got as high as I really wanted it to, but I was pushing it.
Sorry.
So while I try and find the list, Nick, why don't you tell us what we had in micro brawlers this
Already. Well, we had I don't even remember what was the last one. It was the Adam Cole and
We the Better Than You, baby.
That one ended, and then in true PWT fashion, they immediately dropped another one right back to back, and it's Will Ospreay, which a lot of people have been asking for a while.
It's a decent looking brawler.
Yeah, I've seen some people say that the face is off a little bit. I mean, I think it looks okay, but I've seen a couple people say that.
And that's for who? Will Ospreay?
Yeah,
I like it. I like it better than the MJF.
Yeah, I think I would have chosen different gear. Put a jacket on him because his jackets are sick. It's a nice. I like Will Ospreay. It's new to the line. I will. Says the guy who's been saying all day, "I'm getting out of the game. I don't want to do it anymore." I'm gonna order it.
And then we had on the same day, Matt Cardona put out. He has Indie God brawlers at the Indiana Jones gear, and then we seen today there's like a gold variant. They put them all on his site today, and I think they sold out already.
They sold out.
He said he's gonna have more on his merch stand, and he might be dropping some more online. So keep a lookout for those.
Those sold out fast. I think
it looks good.
I think it looks great. I will not be buying it because I don't care enough. It's a good looking figure.
Yeah.
I like the hate that he's gotten for it, and I like how he's just clapping back at people like,
I love it.
why are they doing this when they can make brawlers for this person, that person? And he just goes, because I'm fucking paying for it, you dimwits.
Other people should be invested in themselves too.
Yep. I just like to cut in really quick. I did find the ranking. Terry Funk was actually released when we did our first set of rankings. So at time of recording back in 2021, when we had those brawlers released, out of 232 brawlers, Bloody Terry Funk ranked 13th.
Wow.
Ranked 13th behind. So it went Terry Funk, Takahashi, Bret Hart, Steamboat, X-Pac, Papa Shango, Ultimate Warrior, British Bulldog with braids, Red LOD Animal, Orange Cassidy, Tanahashi, Okada, the Full Color, and Macho King. So,
wow. Okay.
I'm trying to. I want to find where his other one was ranked, but
while you do that, yeah, I think it's just funny that like people are complaining about it. If you don't like it, just don't get it. Like I complain. I'm a complainer. I fully admit it. Most of these people will not admit that they're complainers. If you don't like it, don't buy it. I'm sorry. We all know Matt Cardona is in the Micro Brawler fan group on Facebook. Maybe don't talk shit about him when it comes out.
He will respond back.
He will
friend of the broadcast, Matt Cardona.
And like as he should. Like I'm not a Matt Cardona guy. When we had him on the show, he was very nice. Yeah. I really enjoyed our time talking with him. Do I care enough to buy 1 million brawlers of him? No. Do I think he deserves them? Yes. And here's why. He is doing it on his own. He left WWE and is doing incredibly well, putting in the work on his own, and no one can take that away from him.
Yep.
Period. He also did say Steph DeLander brawler is not in the works.
I don't believe him though.
I don't believe
I don't
that
believe
at
him
all.
either.
I do not believe him at.
You know what would be
all.
great? You know what? Because I was watching something earlier. They should do a Steph DeLander and Matt Cardona 2-pack, and it has one half of one half of one half of the women's tag team title on each of their waists.
Brilliant.
I think that'd be hilarious.
So good.
But yeah, no,
And then,
personally I think the Indie God Brawler looks amazing. The gold chase, it's going for that. I of course I'm not a fan of the autograph only, because obviously I collect mine loose, and the autograph brawler, it blocks it on the butt. You can't see the figure just based off how
he said that
card
there
is.
will be if you're seeing him somewhere, that he'll have more for his merch stand, and that there will be unsigned ones there.
Come to Northeast Wrestling, Matt Cardona. We'd love to have you. Just saying.
Just mail him to us, Matt Cardona.
Yeah,
He's
seriously,
got a
Matt
pack of
Cardona.
those.
We
You're a
know
friend.
it's in the mail, Matt. Appreciate
I'll
you.
send you Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Matt.
There you go. That's a good deal.
Matt Cardona. I'll trade you this for 3 unsigned Indie God micro brawlers.
Oh, that's a deal right there.
That's a deal ski, broski.
Speaking of micro brawlers, let's move on.
Alrighty, we had the Hardy Boys shipped. I'm sure by the time you're watching this, some people probably already have them in the mail.
Not in my house. We don't have that kind of crap in my house.
Supposedly they're coming in the mail. I seen the email.
I passed, and I'm kind of bummed.
I got them.
They look cool. The Jeff Hardy one looks cool, but I'm just not a Hardy Boys guy. So
I'm not a Hardy Boys guy either. They just look really cool.
But I didn't bitch in the fan group either, so I bitch here.
They deserve them.
Alrighty, and finally we got crates. You want to talk about the crate?
Sure.
Yeah.
Right here.
However, damn, Tom, I was about to say spoiler, just in case.
I don't care. It comes out the 28th.
But yes,
28th is the day. This is coming out on the 1st. You dope.
Spoiler alert!
It's Skinner.
It's Skinner, baby. And this thing, if you look at the Hasbro, and I will get that Hasbro, this looks. I'll say this: a lot of people, I bet, were bummed. You're like, "Who the fuck is Skinner?" But you know what? If you're a Hasbro kid, this is awesome.
Good looking brawler.
It's fantastic. I love the plaid shirt looks great. It's got the little knife on the crotch there. The detail on the jeans, the hat, it's cool. And also I like that the hat is curved too. Like Randy Savage's hat for the USA one goes way out far. Like this is a nice
curve, but yeah. I have absolutely no recollection of anything Skinner did, what he sounds like, anything. I remember his look because I had his Hasbro.
Yeah.
I could not tell you anything about this man. It's a good brawler. If we're doing likeness, spot on. I knew exactly who it was.
When we rank these brawlers, it's at least in the top 50% easily.
Sure.
Maybe. It's probably a top 25% brawler.
It's been percent sure. We've had it's been a good year for brawlers, so
it's true.
This next round.
I think it could be just so plain. Like it's cool. Is it super detailed? No, but it's basic and it works. I don't know if it goes too like face likeness and whatnot. This looks much better than those Matt and Matt Jackson splatter print ballers that we got.
Good old Matt and Matt Jackson.
The gear's fantastic in those though. But I'm like, so that's gonna be tough to rank.
I think it's gonna be a hard ranking, and I don't want to do it, but we're gonna
do it. We do it for the content, folks.
All right.
Any other brawler news?
No, just the crate. We got a Butterbean autograph that
we did.
We did also touch that for battle. I thought maybe if you're feeling like you want to be on the other side of the battle.
I'd also point out, I don't know if this was on everyone's because I watched Jonathan Mayer's unboxing video. If you don't watch mine, I don't think I'm even going to post mine because I'm too sad about wrestling this week. My autograph perfectly between the nipples.
I didn't even look at the autograph. I just put it in its sleeve and put it away.
Don't know if everyone's. I just found that very interesting. Like, I don't even know. Just looking at the ropes, I'm assuming this is an actual boxing match, not like the brawl for all. But yeah, Butterbean nipples right there for you, folks.
Hold on.
I must also say, I don't know where. Oh, do I have it here? I absolutely love this Bryan Danielson shirt.
Yeah, I love how those good
Love it.
shirts are.
This
It looks a
thing's
lot like
sick.
the Steamboat shirt.
Yes, exactly. And I said that in my video too. And
Nope,
it's
my
super
Butterbean
soft.
autograph is different.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Oh, you don't have to
He
take it
must,
out of the case for us.
he must really dislike you, Dave.
Oh, wow. No, he went straight across the nip for me.
Yeah, mine went. My line goes through the nipple.
It's piercing. Nice. So, boom. Butterbean nips right there. So, yeah, let us know what you thought of the crate in the comments below. Of course, leave your memories of Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda in our comments section below. Keep their family in your thoughts and prayers. Yeah, social media, merchandise, Patreon, all that stuff. We won't get into that this week. So, hope you enjoyed All In. Hope you enjoy All Out. Next week, we'll be back better than ever and perkier. We'll talk about All In and All Out. So, yeah, until next time, on behalf of myself, DaveCTheVoice, Mr. Tom says hi, Sasso, and the founding father, Mr. Nick Carpenter. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone. God bless America.